Good morning, children. Welcome back to science class. In this session, I'm going to teach you a new lesson, biobotany. Biobotany, it's a part of biology. It has been divided into two, biobotany and biozoology. Biobotany is study about plants. Biozoology is study about animals. Now, I'm going to start a new lesson in biobotany. In biobotany, we are going to study about the structure of plant, outer structure as well as the inner structure. Then the reactions taking place inside the plant. Our lesson name is Plant Anatomy and Plant Physiology. Here we have two headings, plant. So botany depends upon anatomy. Anatomy means the inner structure and physiology is meaning appearance, how the plants are looking, that is physiology. Anatomy means inside, when we can intersect a plant, how the inner or system is looking, that one we can say it as a anatomy. Here we are going to study about the appearance of plant as well as the inner structure of the plant. So the name is plant anatomy and plant physiology. Here you have a flow chart for this lesson. So what are the things we are going to study about the plants in this lesson? First, plants. Plants are made up of tissues. In these tissues we have three types: dermal tissue, vascular tissue and ground tissue. All these tissues are made up of embryonic cell. These embryonic cell is help to grow the plants. Either it's a shoot system, root system or vascular tissue. Next, these dermal tissue, dermal means nothing but of our outer layer, skin tissues. In the plant, it is helping for a photosynthesis. Next, vascular tissue. Vascular tissue is fixed inside the plant. It is helping for internal transport, to transport a food as well as water particles through the plant. Next, ground tissue. Ground tissue is nothing but of root. To give the structure of the root, the ground tissue is helping. Next, the reproductive activity of plant. Reproductive is based on the seeds. In these seeds, it is germinating and dispersing. The seeds become a flowering plants. How it is growing depends upon the water, warmth as well as the oxygen. The germination taking place. Dispersion. Dispersion means it is moving from one place to another. Here, dispersion takes place with water, wind and animals. Next, spores. So we already know the small pores present in the plant called spermata. Here, these spores is helping for a non-flowering plant to reproduce. This is the cumulative flow chart for this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to study about vascular tissue system and their types and its functions. Now the structure of dicot root, stem, leaf and monocot root, stem, leaf. Differentiate the internal structure of dicot root, stem, leaf with that of monocot root, stem and leaf. And then name the different pigments found in chloroplast. Elaborate on the structure and functions of plastids. Enumerate the steps involved in photosynthesis. The steps involved in the photosynthesis. Understand the structure of mitochondria. And then list the basic events of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. These are the things we are going to discuss in this lesson. Introduction of this lesson. Plants exhibits varying degree of organization. Yes, it is also one of the living being. So it is different from our human being. Atoms are organized into molecules, molecules into organelles, organelles into cells, cells into tissues, and tissues into organs. Yes, the smallest unit of all the organism is atoms. It's a very small part. The first account of internal structure of plants was published by English physician Nehemiah Grew. He is known as father of plant anatomy. Yes, the first structure of plant was given by the English physician Nehemiah Grew. He is known as a father of plant anatomy. Anatomy means to study about the inner structure of the plant. So Nehemiah Grew is known as a father of plant anatomy. Here we have a topic tissues. Tissues are the group of cells. So the group of cells combining together to form a tissues that are similar or dissimilar. Either it is a same type or different type in structure and origin but perform similar functions. Yes. So cells are combining together to form a tissues. These cells are maybe same or different, but altogether the function of these tissues are same. Plant tissues can be broadly classified into two. So it has been classified into two types based on their ability to divide. Ability means what is the work it is doing to the plant. So we are dividing into two types. They are meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. These are the cell types based on the functions taking place in the plant. Again, we have a types of tissue system: dermal or epidermal tissue system. Dermal means it's nothing but of, even we are a human being, we are having a skin throughout your body. That one we can say it as a dermal. In the plant also, the outer skin we can say it as a dermal or epidermal tissue system. Next, ground tissue system. In the ground, what we have? We have a root in the plant. So these tissues are making the root of the plant. Third one is vascular tissue system. Vascular is nothing but of the tubes present inside the plant. These tubes are helping to transport food and minerals to the plant. So depends upon the functions. We have three types of tissue system in a plant. Now we are going to discuss about our first tissue system, dermal or epidermal system. It is a outermost layer. That's what it is, a skin of a plant. It has many minute pores called stomata. See here it has a pores, small holes. We can say it as a stomata. Cuticle is present on the outer wall of a epidermis. So the outer side of the wall, that side we have a cuticle. To check evaporation of water. What is the function of this cuticle? Evaporation. During the photosynthesis, that time the transpiration of water is taking place. The extra water present in the plant, it comes out through the stomata. That is, cuticle is helping. So it is helping for the evaporation of water. Trichomes and root hairs are the epidermal outer growths. So trichomes and root hairs. When the small hairs present in the root, these are helping to the growth of these epidermal system. Next, what are the functions of these epidermal system? Epidermis protect the inner tissue. Yes. So like our skin, it is helping the plant to avoid the damage of inner tissue system. Stomata helps in transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but of the extra water present in the plant is evaporating. Root as help in absorption of water and minerals. As trichomes only present in root as, this is helping for the absorption of water and minerals. It helps the growth of the plant. Ground tissue system. It includes all the tissues of the plant body except epidermal and vascular tissue system. Yes, it is including the only the plant body tissue. It's not include the other tissues, epidermal and vascular tissue. It has a parts cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith. This is usually used for the giving out a structure of plant, these inner ground tissue system. Our next tissue system is vascular tissue system. It consists of xylem and phloem tissues. You already know xylem and phloem are helping to transfer the food and mineral particles to the plants. They are present in the form of bundles called vascular bundles. Xylem conducts water. See, here vascular bundles, it has been combining together like a small strips making a bundle. It is helping for the transpiration of food and water. Here xylem helps for the transpiration of water and phloem helps to transport the minerals, that is food particles. See, the long strip we can say it as a xylem. Then the next one like a diamond like a structure, small. This one we can say it as a phloem. There are three different types of vascular bundles. So we have three different types. First one, radial. Here it is a radial. It is present in a circular type. So they are classified here, xylem and phloem. Next, conjoint. Conjoint means, see these xylem and phloem, see, nearly they are packed. Xylem and phloem. In center, we have a cambium. So it is also helping for the free flowing of water and minerals to the plant. Next, concentric. Here we have a diagram of concentric vascular bundle. See, in this it has a two type, amphivessel and amphicrybal. These types, see, phloem, then xylem. So how they are present? It has a same structure, but the fillings is different. So these are the different types of vascular bundles. These are helping for the transpiration of food and water to the plants. We have a structures for tissue system. Plant tissues. We have a meristem. Long lasting means it has been for a long time. Simple tissues, it has a one cell type. Complex tissues. In simple tissues we have a ground tissue system because a root is present. The type of cell present is parenchyma. Next, supporting tissue, collenchyma. Yes, obviously we know this ground tissue is mainly helping to uphold the plant, and then supporting tissue, it is also helping for the growth of the plant. So in this supporting tissue we have a collenchyma cells. Next, complex. Complex means more than one cell type. In this complex tissue, it is giving support, sclerenchyma. Supporting means what? The shoot system, it is stand upright. It is helping the growth of the plant. Next, the support system, it is again divided into two types. One is protection, another one is vascular. These protection, we have epidermis peridium. So why it is protecting? For a plant, even it is a heavy summer or winter and then rainy season. So it has some protective nature to protect itself to live. Next, Vascular. We already know in the vascular tissue system also we saw in this vascular we have a phloem and xylem cells to transport the food and water particles for the plant. In the previous slides we saw only the physiology. Physiology means the appearance, how the plant has been, what are all the tissues present, what is the function of those tissues. Now we are entering to the plant anatomy, how the inner organ systems are situated, what are the functions of those inner tissue systems. First, we have two types of root systems. One is monocot and dicot. We know the difference. Monocot, with the help of the root, we can easily identify. In a monocot, we have a fibrous root. Example for this monocot root. You saw grass, no? That is example for this monocot root. Dicot root. This is secondary root. Primarily, we have a monocot root. In secondary only, we have a dicot root. It is the structure has been like this. You know now that coriander has a root type like this. So now we are going to discuss the anatomy of plants. Structure of dicot root system. A thin transverse section of dicot root shows the following structure. So here are the following parts we have in a dicot root system. First, epiblemma. See that the pronunciations are very important. So epiblemma, it is the outermost layer. Cuticle and stomata are absent. Cuticle, what is the function of cuticle? It is helping for the evaporation of water present in the plant, and stomata help the transpiration of water with the time of photosynthesis. It is unicellular root as are present. It is also known as rhizodermis or filiferous layer. Unicellular root means only one type of cells are present in this epiblemma. Next, cortex. It is a multi-layered large zone made of thin-walled parenchymatous cells with intercellular space. It stores food and water. So, cortex is the next layer of these epiblemma. Its important function is storing of food and water. Next, endodermis. It is the innermost layer of cortex. The next layer of cortex we have a endodermis. The cells are barrel shaped, closely packed, and show band-like thickening on the radial and inner tangential walls called Casparian strips. So it has a like barrel-like a structure. Inside it has a radial inner tangent walls. It calls as Casparian strips. It helps in the movement of water and dissolves salt from cortex into xylem. Yes. So it is helping a xylem when the minerals and waters are coming through that. It is dissolving a minerals and giving out the throughout the plant for the growth. Next part is stele. All tissues inner to endodermis constitute stele. It includes pericycle and vascular bundle. Yes. Here it has a vascular bundles and pericycle for the transpiration of the minerals and food. Next, pericycle. Inner to endodermis lies a single layer of pericycle. It is the site of origin of lateral roots. Yes, lateral roots means when the plant grows, first it has some roots. After that, when the time has stay, it may be 1 or 2 years, the root cells as growing on one new cell, new roots. That one we can say it as a lateral roots. Next, vascular bundle, you already know. In this which is present xylem and phloem. Xylem is exarch and tetrarch. Tetrarch means it has a 4 layer. The tissue present between the xylem and phloem is called conjunctive tissue. Conjunctive means what? Even English also we have a word conjunction to connecting two sentences like that. Here we have a conjunctive to connect xylem and phloem. In dicot root, it is made up of parenchyma. These vascular bundles are made up of parenchymatic cell. Pith. Young root contains pith, whereas in old root pith is absent. So young root. For example, the newly growing seed, it is giving new roots. In that we have a pith, but the root is grown, the pith is absent. Only it is helping while the growth is growing. After that, the pith is absent once the plant was grown. So dicot structure is over. Now we are going to discuss the structure of monocot root. A thin transverse section of monocot root shows the following characteristic features. Here also it has epiblema or rhizodermis. It is the outermost layer of the root like a skin and is made up of a single layer of thin walled parenchymatous cell. Here it is a single layer thin wall. It was fully made by parenchymatous cell. Stomata and cuticle are absent. In dicot system also these two are absent. The root hair helps in the absorption of water and minerals. So the main function of root hair is for the absorption of these minerals and water only. Next part we have is cortex. It is multi-layered large zone. Multi means many layers are there. It's a large zone composed of parenchymatous cell with their intercellular spaces. It stores water and food materials. So cortex is the next layer of epidermis. It is storing your water and food materials. Next, endodermis. It is the innermost layer of the cortex. The next level of cortex we have a endodermis. Its characteristic Casparian strips and phosphate cells. Casparian strips are band like thickening made of suberin. So here it has a thick wall of Casparian strip made of suberin. Suberin means nothing but of transporting of these water and minerals. It is positioned inside the cortex. It has been fixed to helping the transport of these food and water particles. Next, stele. All the tissues inner to endodermis constitute stele. So all the tissue system it has a stele. It includes pericycle, vascular tissues and pith. Yes, pericycle and vascular tissues. Vascular tissues we already know the xylem and phloem is present and pith it's helping for the growth of the root. Pericycle it is a single layer of thin walled cells. The lateral root originates from this layer. Yes, pericycle is helping for the growth of lateral root. Once the plant was grown, again to extend the level of the root, that time only these pericycle helping for the growth of lateral root. Next, vascular tissues. It consists of many patches of xylem and phloem arranged radically. The xylem is exarch and polyarch. Exarch and polyarch means it has a many in number. The conjunctive tissue is made up of sclerenchyma. The conjunctive means the tissue which is helping to connect xylem and phloem. This one was made by sclerenchyma cells. Here we have a transverse section of dicot root and monocot root. See the structure itself we have a difference. See both are having a rooters. In the rooters dicot root it is maximum but in the monocot root it's very less number. Epidermis the outer layer, both the root system the epidermis is outer layer. Next to the epidermis in both the systems we have a cortex and then endodermis also same, but when we see inside the cell, see pericycle. So all the parts are same but different. We have a fixing a position of phloem and xylem. Here it has a many phloem and xylems are present, but here we have only less numbers. This is the difference between the monocot and dicot stem. So all the parts are fixed whatever it is, only inner structure is different for the monocot and dicot root. The last one is pith. It is present at the center. It is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular space. So in the monocot system, it is present at the center of the system and it was made by parenchyma cells. It is fixed in the intercellular space. Wherever the space is there the pith was fixed. Contains abundant amount of starch grains. It stores food. So here it contains starch as well as it is storing a food. So storage of food is taking place in the pith only for a monocot root system. Next, here is your assignment. What is collateral vascular bundle? What are the types of tissue systems in plants? Discuss the structure of monocot and dicot root system. Draw monocot root system. Give an account of vascular bundle in dicot root system. Don't forget to write assignment in your classwork. If you don't have a classwork, you already have old notebook. That notebook you can use it. On the correct date, you must write your assignment, whatever the assignments given for you. I already told you 10A3 especially. I'm created Google Classroom. Already sent you a code. Only 25 members are joined in that class. So try to join everyone. Then you must submit your classwork through Google Classroom only. Don't waste your time. This is a very precious time. So do your works regularly. Take care of yourself. Watch the videos repeatedly for your further understanding. If you have any doubts regarding science, you can ask your doubts through WhatsApp. Once again, I am saying use this time, precious time, useful to you. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.